Welcome to the 2015 MTV Video Music Awards, live from Los Angeles, starring...
Now, back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
I think it's safe to say that award shows are not what they used to be. When you hear the word award shows, what comes to your mind? Maybe when La La Land was mistakenly called Best Picture when they actually meant to call Moonlight instead?
And the Academy Award, Best Picture.
La La Land.
We lost, by the way, but, you know. There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Or in 2022 when, Will Smith and Chris Rock got into it at the Oscars.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it, all right? Uh-oh, Richard. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Or at the 2009 VMAs when Kanye interrupts Taylor Swift mid-speech to say Beyonce should have won Best Female Video instead.
But Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'll let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Award shows like the Oscars, Grammys, Emmys, and Golden Globe Awards have always been recognized for being prestigious black tie events that actors, musicians, movie and TV producers work their entire careers to get to. Other award shows like the MTV Video Music Awards, aka the VMAs, the American Music Awards, aka the AMAs, and the iHeartRadio Music Awards are more relaxed and known for their lively atmosphere and are catered to the hottest pop stars, usually amongst the younger generation. But it wouldn't be Hollywood without a little bit of drama, fashion, and amazing performances. Here are some of my faves. Britney Spears' 2001 Slave for You performance, and Cardi B and Megan's controversial WAP performance in 2021. Hey guys, I'm Maddie, and this is my cave, and today we're going to talk about the downfall of award shows. We'll be discussing parasocial relationships, our shortening attention spans, and the industry snubbing artists as contributing factors to its decline. Chapters will be listed down below in the description as always. Consider liking and subscribing for more videos like these. And now, let's get into the video. So why aren't people taking award shows seriously anymore? Award shows have seen a significant decline in viewership and cultural impact due to many factors, including technological, social, and cultural shifts. According to Marketing Brew, the Oscars garnered a viewership of over 40 million Americans in 2014 and had declined over 50% to 18.1 million viewers in 2025. Viewership sunk to an all-time low in 2021 at only 10.4 million viewers. The Parasocial Problem. One reason many people believe award shows aren't as popular as they used to be is because of the increase in our parasocial relationships with celebrities and the way social media has reshaped celebrity culture. With the introduction of apps like Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat in the early 2010s, fans gained direct, unfiltered access to celebrities' lives. For the first time, we weren't just watching stars on red carpets or in interviews. We were able to see glimpses of their thoughts, photo albums of their lives off of TV, and stories of them recording their latest albums or photo shoots. They use these mediums to showcase their lavish lifestyles, like showing off their latest Birkin bags and newest sports cars, but their presence on these apps also humanized them. It girls like Selena Gomez and Kylie Jenner back in the Tumblr days built empires, doing the things that every teen across America was doing and across the Western world were doing. They took pictures in the valley with their Starbucks drink with their friends. A constant exposure to them dulled the novelty of red carpets and stage performances, making award shows feel more performative and less emotionally engaging.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kim Kardashian, and welcome to my crib.
The illusion of distance, which used to be the entire appeal of celebrity culture, has diminished. But the flip side of these parasocial relationships, and honestly the more toxic consequences, is the sense of entitlement that is created. Because people feel so emotionally connected to their favorite artist, they believe that those artists are entitled to win all of the awards. If an artist is always on your TikTok algorithm or on the playlist to your brat summer, it makes sense that you create this parasocial close relationship where you just feel closer to them than you would normally if you would have only seen them on the front of a magazine or gotten a brief little, those little paragraphs in those teen magazines like, oh, what's your favorite food? But anyways, it can feel personal when they don't win the major awards like you expected, like Artist or Album of the Year. The most recent example I can think of is a few months ago when Beyoncé won Album of the Year at the Grammys for her Cowboy Carter album, and Billie Eilish fans started rioting across all platforms, advocating for her album Hit Me Hard and Soft.
I'm sorry, but Beyonce over Billie Eilish? No offense, but compared to everything Beyonce did last year, compared to Billie Eilish, it's clear as day who should definitely get that Grammy. Billie Eilish was seen in the audience tearing up and crying because her name wasn't called. And trust me, I can 100% agree. I truly feel like Billie Eilish deserved that Grammy. 100%. Beyonce, this ain't Texas. Woo! Like, come on!
Both Billie and Beyonce are amazing artists, let's get that straight, who release amazing albums, and we can't deny the impact that both albums have had in their own right. That's why I think it's unfair to say that an artist doesn't deserve a certain award. It's exhausting to see fans pit two artists against each other, creating fake drama or accusing one of them of being overrated just because their favorite artist didn't win. And from an artist's perspective, I would imagine that would feel bittersweet because I would appreciate millions of people awarding me and rallying behind me, but not at the expense of tearing down another artist that is great or minimizing someone else's hard work. Are there some award shows that are probably rigged because of an artist's political background or personal views? Of course. Most likely. Allegedly. Most likely. Yes. But creating tension or beef where there is none, it's just insane. It's the definition of insanity. And parasocial bonds can be beautiful when they inspire loyalty, creativity, or connection. But when they breed resentment and tribalism and toxic competition, we have to begin to ask ourselves, is that really support, or is that just obsession and hive mentality in disguise? Outdated measures of success. In the age of streaming, social media virality, and fan engagement, audiences expect awards to align with what's actually popular. The music topping charts, the shows going viral on TikTok, the creators with massive digital influence, but that's not always the case, unfortunately. Artists with record-breaking sales, streaming numbers, or global fan bases are often snubbed in major categories. For example, in 2021, when Blinding Lights by The Weeknd became one of the biggest songs of all time, yet it was completely shut out of the Grammy nominations for that year, sparking a lot of outrage amongst fans and viewers. This disconnect leads fans to feel like their voices and the artists that they love are being ignored by these outdated institutions. And if fans aren't feeling heard, then they're not going to tune into the award shows. And award shows often rely on voting bodies made up of industry professionals, critics, or committees, many of whom do not reflect the demographics or values of the current mainstream audience. Metrics like TikTok virality and YouTube views and Spotify playlists are shaping culture, but they're rarely taken seriously by these institutions, or they're just starting to be. As a result, a hit song with billions of streams might lose to a song that barely cracked the top 40. This creates a perception that awards are more about prestige and insider clout than cultural influence or merit. Gatekeeping and institutional bias. Many major award shows, especially the Grammys, have faced long-standing criticism for being elitist and resistant to change. Lack of diversity within these voting bodies has led to decades of underrepresented communities such as Black, Latin, Asian, and LGBTQ plus artists in these major categories. Rap and R&B and non-English music are often pushed to genre-specific categories instead of being recognized for the general field or categories like Album of the Year. The Recording Academy has faced accusations of favoritism, political maneuvering, and gender bias, further damaging its credibility. Younger fans who are more socially conscious and more vocal about representation don't want to support institutions, rightfully so, if they view them as exclusionary or behind the times. Shows like the VMAs and the AMAs have tried to adapt by incorporating influencers such as Kai Cenat and Alex Earl this year, but traditional award shows like the Grammys or the Oscars often struggle to incorporate modern internet culture in a meaningful way that doesn't come across as cringy. And I'm not saying that they have to. I'm just saying that if they don't cater to younger audiences, they can't be surprised when that age demographic doesn't watch. And most of their average viewers are 50 and older anyway, so I don't think we're really for them. And while we're still on the topic of social media, we have to address the fact that our addiction to our phones are completely changing our viewing habits and shortening our attention spans. People can't even sit through movies anymore. I know you can't. And most movies are only an hour and a half. So let's really be for real. We're currently conditioned to prefer waiting for clips of the events to come out on TikTok or Twitter the day after, the day of or the day after. And let's also be honest again, we only care about the award shows to see our favorite artists win awards or perform their 3-minute performance. So people just don't have the patience to sit through 3-hour award ceremonies and also watching the hosts make corny jokes that the Recording Academy wrote for them. So I know you guys would rather see it on demand on TikTok. And the rise of streaming in place of traditional cable TV has also been an extremely disruptive factor. Can we first talk about how you really need to be subscribed to like 5 different streaming services to find the shows that you want to watch? And Netflix literally replaces its TV shows like every few weeks, like I would say every month or so, and then they just add new shows that no one's ever heard of, or they add their own originals. The point is, when it comes time to watch an award show, you have to be subscribed to at least a handful of these streaming services to even catch the award shows throughout the year. Who even votes? I know a lot of people tend to get confused on how artists win certain awards, so here's a quick rundown of who actually decides the winners. So for the Grammys, they're voted on by the Recording Academy, which is made up of producers, musicians, and other executives. The Billboard Awards are based on chart performances and sales, like the Billboard Top 100. I think that's pretty obvious. Shows like the VMAs, iHeartRadio, Music Awards, and AMAs are partially and kind of fully fan voted, but we could say partially. For the most part, they're fan voted. And for the People's Choice Awards, the name says it all. These are all based on fan votes. Where are the artists? I think one of the biggest problems the award show industry is having right now is that performances just aren't as memorable. Like, just think about the most recent performance that comes to your mind. I can't think of anything very recently, but again, like I said earlier, I always think about iconic performances like Britney Spears, because that outfit is just, oh my gosh. And body is tea. Body's tea. But it's very difficult to have a memorable performance when the artists pre-record their performances and also just don't show up at all, like they did the other night for the AMAs. So the American Music Awards aired this past Monday on May 26th, and this occurred after they had a 2-year hiatus. It's very sad that most people didn't even notice its absence and even its reemergence. It also seems as though many of the artists involved didn't get the memo that it was returning because most of them didn't even show up. So, according to an article by Forbes, nominees such as Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, and Beyonce were nowhere to be seen. Even Cara Delevingne, who was due to appear as one of the presenters, didn't make an appearance. And other artists like Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton opted to pre-record their performances. And, that being said, if artists don't take the award shows seriously, then how are we as fans supposed to take it seriously and tune in at all? Like I said, most people like to watch the interesting clips the next day on Twitter or TikTok. Plus, the marketing for the show this year seemed very not present, because I personally didn't know that the AMAs were airing this year. And I'm pretty bad at remembering when award shows air anyway, because there's just so many. But I feel like the one award, I guess not really award show, but the one show that I do remember every year is the Met Gala. Everyone tunes into the Met Gala every year, so they're doing something right. And I feel like it comes around like 3 times a year too, so everyone needs to get on the Met Gala's marketing team. And, I'm always tuning for that. Award shows used to be a cultural reset. You'd plan your whole evening around them. Now they're mainly just background noise. The downfall of award shows has been caused by a combination of parasocial exhaustion, industry gatekeeping, irrelevant formats, and a massive disconnect between what people care about and what institutions reward. I'm not saying award shows are dead by any means, but if they want to matter again, they need to evolve with the times. They need to reflect real culture, real fans, and real talent, not just legacy names and industry politics. So what do you guys think? Do you still watch award shows? Did you tune into the AMAs this past week? Do you only care when your favorite artists perform? Drop your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear your hot takes. Why do you think award shows aren't as popular as they used to be? I really want to know. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.